Welcome viewers. Today we are going to talk about what all you need to know about story writing or TAT before you go for your SSB interview. Now, psychological test always mystifies candidates who are going to appear in SSB interview, and most of you have a lot of misconceptions. Some of you are even scared how to do story writing in PPDT and TAT because this is done twice. Story writing is done twice, once in PPDT and once in TAT. So I am going to talk about how we can do better and not just pass in the psychological test, especially the TAT, and come in merit. So our story writing should be of an excellent level rather than just for passing. In this regard, I will also suggest to my viewers that you see the video how to prepare for psychological test, and a link for the same video is given in the description. That video will make you know how much time each test is conducted for, say TAT, WAT, SRT, what are the instructions for those tests, and how does the answer sheet look like. Now, I think with that background, let us hit story writing. So, Deepali is here with us, and I will be answering her questions so that questions of most of the viewers get clarified. If at all there are some questions, they can always ask me through this video. My number would be displayed in the video also. Okay.
As you have told us that you have to write story writing in 2 times, once in PPDT and second in TAT. So sir, story writing is seen, what type of story writing is seen in PPDT and TAT?
The story writing is similar. There is no difference. The story writing is similar for PPDT and similar for TAT. It is only that in one test, in PPDT, you are given 5.5 minutes because there you have to write gender, age, and mood of the characters, and in TAT you don't have to. So the differences I'm showing on the slide, so viewers can pause that and see what are the differences. But there is no difference in how should we write a story for PPDT and TAT. So in PPDT you are going to get 5.5 minutes because you have to write gender, age, mood, and the title, and in TAT you don't have to write the gender, age, and mood and title, so you get just 4.5 minutes.
Does we get extra marks for good stories, or do we get fail because of writing a bad story?
There are no marks for writing a story, or there are no marks given for after reading your story, neither in PPDT nor in TAT. Yes, if you write good stories, you are judged better, that you are a better candidate, and if you do not write a good story or if you write a bad story, then of course you will not be judged as a good candidate. So what do they see in PPDT? They cannot judge all 15 OLQs of yours in PPDT. So what basically they are going to see in PPDT is, have you written the story on the picture shown, or have you just written somewhat on the picture? Second, the story should appear intelligent according to your education, maturity, and then you are an officer candidate. So your story cannot be a childlike story. Similarly, when you are narrating there in PPDT, you should be narrating it with confidence and similar. Your communication skills should be good. But when we come to TAT, they are going to read your 12 stories and then decide about your 15 OLQs. One story cannot give you 15 OLQs. One story gives a lot of OLQs, but not all 15s. So what you would see is that pictures are shown from all walks of life. One picture could be about studies, one picture could be about battle, one picture could be about sports, one picture could be about rural activities, one picture like that. And they have to see all 12 stories according to your age, education, your socio-economic background, and then they will assess your personality.
Okay. So, sir, what are all the OLQs that are seen in the PPDT and TAT?
PPDT, not all OLQs, I've already talked about. In TATs, all 15 OLQs are seen. And I have listed these OLQs in the slide. Viewers can pause and see what are those 15 OLQs. And the thing that we have to keep in mind is that we do not have to go about projecting our OLQs. The way we write the story, the psychologist will be able to assess your OLQ.
So, sir, how would the psychologist will come to know about our economic, socio-economic background and our studies?
Yeah, he also gets a copy of your PIQ.
Okay.
So, because he has a copy of PIQ, he knows which area you belong to, whether you are from town or a big city, what is your education, what is your age. He even comes to know which all sports you play, what are your physical standards. And therefore, after going through your PIQ, and first he'll go through your PIQ, then he'll go through the stories, and then he will assess your personality.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is very important that you fill your PIQ well, and we have a video on how to fill PIQ. So I'll put the link in the description, and viewers can go through that video as well, so that they do not make a mistake while filling their PIQ.
So, our stories must connect with our background.
Yes, they should. To your background means they should have been written by a person of your age, maturity, and social upbringing. It does not mean that you should constrict your imagination, because some of our students who are from rural background may have learned a lot through reading good books, surfing the internet. So naturally, they have much better exposure than somebody else who is in city but does not surf net, does not read good books. That way. Three types of pictures are broadly shown in TAT. One where there is a neutral situation. Second, where there might be a perceived threat. And the third one where there is an immediate threat. However, in PPDT, because the pictures are hazy, there cannot be a situation where there is an immediate threat. So there can be only two types of pictures. One where there is a neutral situation, and another one where the threat is perceived. So how do we go about writing stories in these three different situations? That is the question which would come to the minds of the viewers. The neutral situation would involve your imagination. So you can imagine whatever you want and make a story around it. But in case where the threat is perceived, your perception works. How much is the threat? How are you going to come out as a winner? Who is going to be your hero? What are the resources he is going to be using? When we come to immediate threat, then observe the picture carefully. With whatever is available or whatever could be available in a scenario like this, here or just outside the picture, within the, if it is a city, utilize those resources to come out as a winner in this immediate threat situation.
So, sir, is it necessary to have a hero in stories of PPDT and TAT?
Yes, it is necessary to have a hero both in PPDT and TAT. And the hero is likely to be in the picture itself. So choose one of the characters from the picture to be hero. And some people have this misconception that the hero should be of your gender and age. As far as possible, the hero should be of your gender and age. It is not a sacrosanct thing. So choose a hero wisely.
What about the other characters? Because sometimes in pictures there are multiple characters. So how we should utilize them and what should be their role in the stories?
Yeah, you're right. In some pictures there would just be one person, and in some picture there would be more than one person. So having decided who is the hero, now the next step is to decide what is he going to achieve or how he is going to come out of this situation as a winner. He should not do everything alone, and if he is going to take help of others, maybe police, maybe hospital, he should be able to imagine, the writer of the story should be able to imagine that he is going to utilize so and so people. All these people, whether they are within the picture or outside the picture, should go out and help the hero in achieving the aim. They should not be portrayed as bad person or as crooks, unless in picture they are shown as a bad person or a crook.
Okay. So unnecessarily, we don't need to add any kind of hurdles in the path of that aim to achieve for our.
You're right.
Discuss about heroes and the other characters. So once we are known to the objective and hero and the resources that we are going to use, then how to start the story?
Yeah. Once you've decided all this, thereafter start specific. So I'll just give you an example. What do I mean by specific? For example, if there is a picture about a person running, so start very specifically. Mohan was a student in Oriental College, Bhopal. When it was announced that sports meet would be conducted in the college, his joy knew no bounds. Very specific. What is the name of the hero? Where does the hero belong? And what is going to happen in the story? Specific.
Psychologists see all the actions that we are going to take in a story.
Yes, not only just actions, the way you take actions. For example, the story that I was talking about, that Mohan's joy knew no bounds. That means he is very eager to participate in the competition. So further he will say he had been practicing for sports meet for last 6 months. And how does he go about qualifying or winning the sports meet? Are the actions. So not only your actions but also your approach, and not only the approach of the hero, approach of other characters which you may go on to describe in the picture or write about them in the picture, in the story, they are also seen by the psychologist.
Okay. So sir, sometimes we write good stories. So should we memorize it, or also we can come across different kind of stories on internet and by the people who got recommended. So should we copy those stories or should we memorize good stories?
No, never. Never copy a story, never memorize a story. You are a different person. The person who has got recommended in it is a different person. Therefore, you write your own story. We should practice story writing. See, whatever story you wrote when you were in 6th standard, will you write the same story? No, that was a childish story. Your education, your physical fitness, your exposure, your maturity is much better today. So if you have been practicing story writing, after 4 months we would have become a better person. We should practice story writing, but we should not memorize the story. We should not even memorize the story for blank slide. Some people say कि blank slide के लिए story memorize कर देते हैं. The psychologist can see that this is a memorized story, but he can't make out whether it is a memorized story written by you or by somebody else. So my suggestion is, do not memorize a story, just practice story writing and learn to write a good story with the passage of time. And as your knowledge level keeps increasing, as your physical fitness, maturity and exposure keeps increasing, you will be writing better and better stories. I think with that we can end this video, and I hope queries of all our viewers is satisfied. If you have any question, my number is displayed in the video itself. Please WhatsApp me on that number, that is my WhatsApp number, or you can even ask questions underneath the video. Thank you.